Tom was born early because I had a blood clot on my lung. He wasn't actually due till the end of March. We had him 6-7 weeks early. We were actually living in Windsor at the time, and I got rushed in, and it was an emergency caesarean. And then I was ill probably for about a year after Tommy was born, and I was on warfarin and had to go for regular blood tests, etc. And then I finally came off the warfarin, and I'd started to pick up and got better when, unfortunately, his dad then had his car accident and died. His dad was a land sergeant in the Coldstream Guards. We had lived in Munster in Germany, and then we came back to Windsor, which is where we had Tommy in Windsor. And then he got posted to Catterick as an instructor, and it was while he was there we actually bought a house in Acklam, and it was driving home from work, and unfortunately his car came off the road and hit a tree, and he died, unfortunately. When Tommy was first born, we noticed that he didn't have ears or ear canals. We took him to Great Ormond Street for further tests, and it turned out that Tommy's inner ear and ear canals and his cochlear and everything were actually fine. The damage that was done is mainly cosmetic and the volume getting through. We got told that he may not ever speak or talk due to the hearing affecting the balance and everything. But after various tests and things, it was just merely the volume getting through. We were then told that we would have to wait till Tom was around the age of 9 or 10 before we could get the reconstruction done, because they have to wait for the skull to grow to a certain size. With regards to his hearing, he was fitted with a headband, a hairband, which we've still got, which we can show you. And he had that up until he was about 5, and then he had his bone-anchored hearing aid fitted. Up until that time, Tommy had not heard traffic or first sounds which you would hear. So then once he had the bone-anchored hearing aid fitted, he was playing catch-up with different sounds and things with schoolwork. But you've caught up really well now, haven't you? So now really it's the time to get the reconstruction done. Great Ormond Street said that they could reconstruct Tommy's ears, but they would not open his ears canals because it would distort his face. A surgeon in Germany said he would open Tommy's ear canals and reconstruct his ears. So hopefully that's what's going to happen, and our first trip to Germany is next week. The NHS can give you plastic ears, which means that Tommy would have more bolts fitted into his head, and when he does sport and when he goes to bed and swimming and things, he would have to take these ears off. They also only last a certain length of time and can disfigure with the sun and weather and things like that, and Tommy playing football outside and things, and the reconstruction that they can do isn't, I would leave Tommy as he is rather than get it done, because it's not to a standard. The surgeon who actually done Tommy's bone-anchored hearing aid, Mr. Martin, he's the one who's given us the details to get on to this professor in Germany and to the surgeon in Great Ormond Street, which is what we've done now. The operation for each side will take, for each reconstruction there will be 3 stages. The first operation, a rib is removed and an ear is sculpted from the rib. It is then put under the skin, just behind where you normally would be, and it's left there, and there's a skin graft, and it's left there for about 6 months for the ear to grow under the skin. The second operation, which you have to wait 6 months before you go back, the skin is actually released, and then you can see the ear itself. And then there is the third one, which is done later on, which is just a tidy up of skin and etc., or you know, if there is anything else that needs doing. Each side, you can only do one side at a time. They can't be both done at the same time because the face is quite distorted. With the skin being so thin at the side of the head, there's a lot of swelling and distortion and stuff, and Tommy will also have pain where they've took his rib out as well. Well, luckily he's got earlobes, because earlobes are £3,000 each.
Really?
To get an earlobe put onto each ear is £3,000. They may either take off what Tommy's got here and put the full ear underneath, or they may do the ear behind here, then actually fix it onto there and join it onto there. This side is better than the other, so it may be that the ear that they put under the skin, when they release it on the second stage, they might actually fix it to it. It all depends on what the surgeon decides. And during these operations, we're not sure at which stage they would open the ear canals. I would presume that they would do this side first, because we will need to keep his hearing aid until he does actually have an ear canal open. So any work that they're going to do is going to interfere with it, because there's quite a large metal plate under there.
I used to go to a place when I was about 8, and they used to like...
You used to help you, didn't you, with your sounds?
Yeah.
And then you have a lady who comes to see you at school, don't you?
Yeah. She helps me with my spelling and...
Your sounds, and she's from the hearing impaired, and she comes every week to see Tommy. And she will do continually through schooling. But we did a lot of speech therapy. There were certain sounds that he just wasn't getting. But then once his hearing aid was on, he started to realise himself that he was saying certain words incorrectly and things, and you've picked up really well.
I am clever, but not like clever.
What's your favourite subject at school?
Subject, philosophy or maths.
Oh God.
Wow, fantastic.
Me and Tommy are looking into selling the house, going to downsize so then we can put some funds into Tommy's fundraising account. We're looking to put in around £20,000. Also, when Tommy's dad died, we knew that this would happen, and we had funds put away, which that's what we're going to try and use to put so much towards it, so we don't become unstuck anywhere in case there's extra surgery or we need to stay in Germany longer. Just to, you know, we just don't want to become stuck anywhere. Originally, when I had Tommy, they said that the surgery would cost around £20,000. Obviously, 10 years on, this is going to have increased. It's now doubled, tripled. You're talking 20 to 25,000 per ear. So it's gone up an awful lot. The first operation is going to cost around £15,000. The second one, anywhere between 8 and 10, and then the third one, you know, about 5,000. It just depending if the third operation is necessary. Each operation's different. We'll have to see what the surgeon says.
And then there's obviously associated costs of...
There's further costs incurred because Tommy will have to have aftercare further on down the line. Then obviously Tommy's going to need checkups, so it's going to be a continual thing going on for... The operations themselves will take 2 to 3 years, but then the aftercare is obviously going to go on for some years.
My name is Tommy and I am 9-year-old. I like school, but it's in the middle because I like to play with friends and I like some of the stuff that I do in school. I've had 2 operations and I'm getting used to the operations now, and I don't care if I have pins or anything because I've seen my mum have them, and I'm not going to have a 3rd operation, so I'm not really bothered because I'm used to them.
Fundraising may take some time, but once we have all of the money that we need and you can have your operation, what do you think that will be like?
Excited.
I'm excited, but I'm nervous. But when I get there, I won't be nervous because I know what they're going to do and I know what hospital can do to me. I know it's going to be a good experience, and I was glad to get ears. Thank you for everyone who's helped me, and my mum for setting all this stuff up, and I'm just speechless.